Tonight at St Thomas's Hospital in central London, the 9th patient with the coronavirus in the UK is being treated. A woman who flew into Heathrow from China recently. She didn't have any symptoms when she arrived. Another patient, meanwhile, was leaving the same hospital, Steve Walsh, after a full recovery from the virus and no longer contagious, according to the NHS. He'd contracted it in Singapore and then unwittingly infected 11 others. One of them is a GP who worked 2 days last week at Worthing Hospital. That doctor's now being treated in isolation elsewhere. The hospital's still running, but some patients are concerned.
My husband took my son over to A&E on Friday night, and I just want to check that my son didn't come into contact with the health worker, because obviously you just never know, do you? I think everyone's panicking, and I think there needs to be more in the media to say, don't panic. It's serious, but we're dealing with it.
Some local parents have asked to take their children out of school.
What do you say to people?
I asked Public Health England if they could reassure people in Brighton and Worthing.
There is not a general risk to people either in schools or in any other kind of facilities just because there happens to have been somebody with this infection in that area. So I can reassure on that point. If children need to be out of school, that's because we've told them.
The latest case means there are 9 in the UK, while more than 1,700 people have tested negative here. There are more than 44,500 confirmed cases in China and around 1,100 deaths.
At the moment, it's still entirely possible that we may be in a position where the Chinese authorities manage to get on top of this infection. The biggest risk to us is actually if the efforts in mainland China don't succeed in maintaining the infection and restricting it to China, and if many other countries then have widespread outbreaks of infection.
Meanwhile, people quarantined at Arrow Park Hospital in Wirral will tomorrow complete their 14-day isolation.
I'm very, very pleased to announce that each and every one of us, the 83 people that were on that first evacuation flight from Wuhan, have tested negative for coronavirus. So we're coming home.
Government sources say there's no reason for public concern about people leaving quarantine and have appealed for their privacy to be respected.